Before the Khojaly tragedy, when the Soviet Union was on the verge of collapse, Armenian terrorist organizations systematically and methodically perpetrated bloody atrocities and countless acts of terrorism against civilian population of Azerbaijan. After the signing of the Gulistan and Turkmenchai treaties in 1813 and 1828 respectively, there was a very rapid mass resettlement of Armenians to Azerbaijani lands and a subsequent artificial division of territory. Although the Armenian incomers constituted a small minority in the region, they soon pursued a policy of political expansion and devised aggressive plans for its implementation. In the 1920s, although the mountainous part of Karabakh was retained within Azerbaijan, it was nevertheless given the status of autonomy, with its administrative borders defined in such a way as to ensure that the Armenian population constituted a majority. Thus, an artificial entity was created within Azerbaijan, while more than 500,000 Azerbaijanis living compactly in Armenia at the time were refused the same privilege. Having breached international norms and principles and still effective Soviet laws, in early 1988, Armenia started aggressive actions against Azerbaijan to implement the long-standing plan to unilaterally secede this administrative territory and annex it to Armenia. In late 1991 and early 1992, armed hostilities and Armenian attacks on Azerbaijan intensified. Khojaly, a town in the Nagorno-Karabakh region with a total area of 0.94 square kilometers and a population before the conflict of 7,000, mostly Azerbaijanis, became the target of one of these operations. Having the only civil airport in the area, Khojaly was an important center of communications. From October 1991, the town was entirely surrounded by Armenian forces. On the 30th of October, the ground traffic was cut off and helicopter became the only means of transportation. When a civilian helicopter was brought down over Shusha city, killing 40 people, helicopter traffic also ceased. From January 1992, the town had no electricity. Khojaly lived on due to the courage of people and the heroism of its defenders. By occupying Khojaly, the Armenian forces aimed to gain strategic advantage and favorable conditions for capturing other Azerbaijani inhabited cities of the Nagorno-Karabakh region. They also aimed at wiping Khojaly off the face of the earth, since traces of history in Khojaly and surrounding areas represented historical evidence refuting Armenian territorial claims. The idea behind the Armenian brutality was to break the spirit of Azerbaijanis to gain psychological advantage in subsequent military operations. Over the night of 25th to 26 February 1992, following a massive artillery bombardment, Armenian armed forces and paramilitary units, with the support of the former Soviet Union's 366th Motorized Infantry Regiment, moved in to seize the town. Those launching the assault knew very well about the absence of serious military equipment and fortifications in Khojaly. Despite that, the town had been encircled and shelled with heavy artillery. Once the assault began, around 2,500 remaining inhabitants tried to leave with the hope to reach the nearest area under Azerbaijani's control, but they hoped in vain. Armenia had spread rumors that allegedly a humanitarian corridor was left open for peaceful population to leave the town. However, soon it turned out that the claimed corridor was nothing but an ominous trap. The fleeing people were either killed by gunfire from Armenian military posts or captured near the villages of Nakhchivanli and Pirjamal. Others, mainly women and children, died from frostbite while wandering in the mountains. Only a few were able to reach Aghdam.